Have you ever stopped to wonder why you respond a certain way in certain situations? Why some patterns seem to repeat in your relationships? Or how your family's history influences your emotions? These are questions tied to the idea of emotional inheritance, a powerful but often overlooked force that shapes our lives. Are emotions something we're born with, or are they learned? And how do they affect the choices we make? James Russell Roundtree's book, Love Misinterpreted, explores these questions. It dives into how family dynamics and generational cycles impact our emotional lives. Let's uncover what emotional inheritance means, how it affects us, and how understanding it can help us make healthier, more intentional choices. What is emotional inheritance? Emotional inheritance is the traits, patterns, and emotional behaviors passed down through generations. It's not just about genetics, it's about the values, beliefs, and habits we absorb from our families. These can influence how we handle stress, show love, and even view the world. In Love Misinterpreted, Roundtree highlights the struggles of breaking free from negative family patterns. His reflections remind us that, while we may inherit emotional baggage, we are not trapped by it. Are emotions inherited or learned? Are emotions inherited, or are they learned? It's a question at the heart of emotional inheritance. Genetics play a role in our emotional tendencies, but much of our emotional behavior is learned. We pick it up by observing and experiencing family interactions. For example, children who grow up seeing infidelity or unhealthy communication might unconsciously adopt those patterns in their own relationships. Roundtree's journey shows how these behaviors can create cycles of pain and how healing begins when we start to unlearn them. How emotional inheritance shapes relationships. Emotional inheritance has a powerful effect on how we connect with others. It shapes how we trust, communicate, and relate to those around us. If we don't take the time to examine these inherited patterns, we risk repeating cycles of misunderstanding and hurt. Roundtree's story emphasizes why it's so important to understand these patterns. It's only by recognizing them that we can start to make better choices and break unhealthy cycles. Healing through awareness. Understanding emotional inheritance is the first step toward change. Awareness helps us identify the patterns we've inherited and choose healthier alternatives. This process can involve self-reflection, journaling or meditating to explore emotional triggers, education, reading books like Love Misinterpreted to learn how to break generational cycles, professional support, working with therapists to unpack complex emotional patterns, embracing personal growth. Emotional inheritance may feel like a legacy you can't escape, but Roundtree's story reminds us that change is always possible. With a growth-oriented mindset, we can redefine how we see ourselves and our relationships. The key is embracing the values that truly serve us, rather than those we've inherited. Conclusion. Your emotional story has been shaped by the generations that came before you, but it doesn't have to define your future. By recognizing the impact of emotional inheritance and taking steps to understand it, you can transform your relationships and your sense of self. Get your copy of Love Misinterpreted today and explore how to rewrite your emotional legacy for the better.